Welcome to the ultimate mega colossal camera gear unboxing! It's time for Christmas. Oh, it's time for us. Oh, it's time for Christmas. Don't you know? Well, that's that. Okay. Welcome back to the channel. I know that was really extra of me. This is just a very special Christmas unboxing video that we're gonna do. 2020, as I like to say, new year, new gear. So we have upgraded, you'll see. We're gonna just go ahead and unbox everything and I'll talk about all the items that we went ahead and got. Merry Christmas, happy holidays. Hope you enjoyed the video. Let's get started. Everything you see here in this frame was purchased through B&H Photo Video, an amazing store for camera gear and all your creative necessities, whether it's tech, lighting, drones, all that stuff. Not sponsored, but B&H, you know, just saying. How do you like my tree? Let's start with this one. Okay. Hope you guys, if you have any questions, as always, feel free to let me know in the comments if you liked the video. If you haven't already, consider subscribing to my channel for awesome videos like this. Hit that like button, hit the bell button, and let's get going. So, probably one of the most epic pieces of gear is the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 6K. I have been a big fan of the Blackmagic cameras from afar. I actually got to shoot on a Blackmagic Ursa Mini Pro for the 4.6K version. Shot a couple commercials with it. Oh man, that is a really awesome camera. I love editing in Resolve. Just takes some getting used to and it's a different learning curve, but for sure a powerful editing tool. And they have a basic version that is considered one of the best color grading tools in the business. And they have a basic version of that software for free. So you can go ahead and download that on the internet, on their website. The reason I picked up this camera is because I have been loving the image quality looks in this camera. The Blackmagic Pocket cameras have just really blown me away with the image quality. I've always wanted to just continue moving up the ladder of bigger and better image sensors, and just what I've seen has really impressed me with this camera. The 6K has the native EF mount. I am heavily invested in Canon glass, and I think it just worked out for the next upgrade. The lineage of how I started with my camera gear, I started with the Canon T2i, bought a little kit lens, a couple extra batteries and SD cards, came out to around like $250, $300. Didn't have autofocus, it was straight manual, and I started to up the productions with that camera alone, just to kind of learn and get the basics down. Then I upgraded to this camera, what I'm shooting on, the Canon 80D, and I've had that for the past two and a half years now. Been mixing personal projects and client work all shot on this, and now I think this just makes most logical sense to upgrade that will last me a very long time. The 80D will definitely still be in my kit as a vlogging camera, a B camera to the main camera here. The Blackmagic Pocket cameras do require a little bit of rigging out. It has a 6K sensor, it can shoot RAW, Blackmagic RAW. It's gonna be so good. 14 stops of dynamic range. I've been waiting all day to freaking open this thing. Let me get this open. We have a lot of things to unbox. In a future video, we're gonna go ahead and rig this thing out. I'm just gonna unbox it and kind of just tell you what comes in it. So we have here, Blackmagic little thank you. You're welcome. I'll read this later. Another pro about getting into the Blackmagic family is you get the full version of DaVinci Resolve's editing software just for free. They just give it to you. And I think it's worth like 400 bucks, 200 bucks? I don't know. I'll put the price in the video here, but that is a steal. That's just amazing that they're doing this for us filmmakers that wanna up our game. And then we have, I don't know if y'all can see that. They have the designs of the plugs. So it comes with an AC adapter, and depending on your outlet, they give you that they hook in here. So they're adapters for the wall. Wow, that's cool, smart. So smart, Blackmagic. So smart. So they use the Canon LP6 batteries. They apparently last for about 30 to 45 minutes, but again, I have a solution that will eliminate weak battery life. Comes with a Blackmagic camera strap. Pretty dope. Ah! My ornaments! Here it is. I'm so excited. It's the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema 6K. Feels lighter than I imagined. It kind of feels like the same weight as my Canon 80D. It's got Canon mount, 5-inch screen. Ooh, touchscreen. Here we go, here we go. My favorite part. Ooh, yeah. Beautiful. So, this is the upgrade, guys. I am so excited to start shooting with this. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh my goodness gracious. You can shoot with CFast cards. It's got an SD slot, a USB-C port for your Samsung T5s or any SSD that takes USB Type-C, a mini XLR port, an audio in, 2-pin power cable connector, full-size HDMI, microphone jack, and a headphone jack to monitor audio. On top, we don't have a cold shoe, but it's a 1/4-inch thread where you can attach different types of accessories like on-camera lights. We got a record button on top, record button as well in the front, ISO button, shutter speed, I'm sure, and a white balance, and we got the photo button right here. This is an on and off switch right here on the top, 3 function buttons. All right, so that is the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 6K. Apologize if this video is too long, but I am too excited to care. All right, next box. I already know what this is. It's a D-tap to 2-pin connector. This is what is going to power the camera. The D-tap will go to a VMount battery that I do currently already own. We're gonna go ahead and get that set up here in a minute, but this is what is gonna power the camera basically. Next box. So here we have a lens support by SMALLRIG. This is going to go onto my rig and support the lens. Here you go. This is going to support the lens. It goes into the 15mm rod rail system, and then the camera will be right here, lens will be here, and so it stabilizes it, makes sure that it's all good in the hood. Since we're talking about the rails, let's go ahead and get those open. I already know what those are. So I did not opt for the carbon fiber rail system. I hope I don't regret it, but I feel like that should be fine, you know. So there's the 1, and here's 2. So they're 16-inch SMALLRIG aluminum rails. So I can even show you, these will go here, fit right through. Then you put the front screw cap on like so, tighten that off, and then you slide it where you want to go. So basically that's what the rod system is gonna be for. Again, we're not gonna go in deep into building out the camera yet. That'll be for the next video. All right, here we go. So let's go ahead and get this open. Let's speed this up. Speed round, baby. We got so much stuff to do. We got so much stuff to unbox. Let's go, let's go. This is called a base plate. Dual system that goes through the rod system as well, and as well as a tripod. Comes with an Allen key. A lot of people might be turned off by the way you have to build this camera out, but you know what? It's not for everybody, but it's all good. So here it is. All right, here we go. So I was super confused on how this worked when I was looking it up, but this bottom plate attaches to a tripod, which you can then leave on there, and then put your camera here, keep the camera on the base, and then keep your shoulder rig, your rail system hooked up here, and then if you want to take it off, you just take it off, or you can put it on the tripod. This is what the camera goes on. Open this bad boy up next. There are a couple of different rigging options, different companies that make rigs. After the research, I feel that it doesn't need to look pretty, it just needs to have the functionality and the price point that I'm looking for in order to build this camera out. And so I went with SMALLRIG. They've got a great reputation. I've seen awesome rigs built out with it. And now I'm building it with SMALLRIG. Shoulder mount dual handle kit by SMALLRIG, and it's got the rosette handles. So basically, once everything's connected and you have your stuff hooked up, you can change the angle of the handles by unloosening it and then fixing and then tightening, just depending on how you're shooting. So hooks up into the rail system, and then this connects here, as you can see, and then this connects here. So that's one part of the handle. Got this bad boy. The Blackmagic Pocket has a 5-inch display touchscreen, very beautiful. I have been looking for an external monitor and I just went with the Atomos Shinobi 5-inch 4K monitor. You can import LUTs, 3D LUTs into them. It's got peaking, vector scope, 10.5 stops for photo and video, and false color. It's a 1080p display with 1,000, I think it's 1,000 nits. Brightness, so you can so you'll be able to really see it in outdoor situations. What I've found is when I'm filming outdoors with the little flip out screen, or any screen on camera for that matter, glare, it just makes the job harder to really make sure you're getting the correct exposure, focus, all that stuff. So Atomos actually makes recorders as well. So a lot of other DSLR and mirrorless cameras will shoot a certain specification in camera, but if you have a recorder, sometimes you can shoot like 10-bit color, bring out the potential of that camera, and you can shoot in different codecs and all that stuff. So I didn't need that because this camera can shoot RAW and ProRes, so it's just like all I need is an external monitor, so it's perfect. Here it is. Beautiful. So it's powered by Sony NPF batteries. Got plenty of those. It's got a little 1/4-inch thread on the top and the bottom to mount certain items. It's got a power button right here. It's got the HDMI in, full HDMI with a headphone jack to monitor audio. You can input your LUTs by putting them on an SD card. There's a little remote slot in there for some reason. So that's the monitor. So it comes with an AC adapter. It can go wireless, or if you're doing like an interview setup or something, you can just plug this into the wall, don't waste an NPF battery, and then plug this onto the monitor. That is pretty handy. I have to hand it to Atomos for including that. Comes with a quick start guide and wall outlet adapters, just depending on where you're at. So cool, awesome. So, piece of gear here by Indie Pro Tools. It's a VMount battery plate with the D-tap system and the rod, 15mm rod compatible. You slide your rods through here, tighten it up. You attach your VMount battery here. It has a D-tap on the actual plate adapter, so that'll give you an additional resource to power one of your accessories. So this is where you plug it in. The reason I got this one is because I've seen so many people, almost all the rig build outs I see, people placing this in the back of their camera, blocking the screen, and then putting the VMount battery. I don't get it. You still have to change the settings from your camera. You can touch the screen. So I think that would be a waste. Big shout out to Gerald Undone for repping this. I'm sure there are other models that can do the same thing, but this one I actually saw in action that wasn't vertical blocking the screen. We're going through the rods, and then you can lay them. I'm gonna lay it horizontal, flat on the ground, so you still are able to access the back screen very easily. This is the VMount battery. This is what's going to hook up into here, right here, like as such. Ooh, and it matches, blue and blue. And I will be able to power my Blackmagic and other accessories. Another piece by SMALLRIG. This is going to be a shoulder pad that will go on my shoulder. You got it. It's a nice little pad right here. Ooh, feels soft. Comes with a couple screws and Allen wrench. Ooh, what's this? It's gonna be the cable clamp for the HDMI and the USB-C cable on the side of this camera. So whenever I get my cage out, wherever that thing is, it will secure the cables in place because you don't want a cable going out. My light just went out. I'm gonna try this out. So I'm gonna use Atomos's NPF battery eliminator and plug it into the wall. So I don't have to use battery that might die in the middle of a freaking video that I'm trying to record. We're back in action. Another piece by SMALLRIG. This is what is going on to the cage and the monitor, the Atomos Shinobi. So I got a magic arm, got the rosette turning system. If you didn't have a cage or anything, you could plop this onto the camera and then plop this onto the recorder. So I'm gonna do that. So this arm is articulating and can go, and then there's your monitor. Cool. So, I've watched so many countless gear videos. I still love tech and gear. Again, I mean, the gear does not make the film, does not make the story, but it certainly does help make the job easier. And if the quality is there, it's there. I just opened something and I didn't even read it. We don't need to. This is, just kidding, it's not Glock, obviously. It is another piece by SMALLRIG. It is the top handle with the NATO rail for the cage. I think I know what this is. Yeah, here we go. So, it is by a rivaling company that sells parts for rigging as well. The company is called Tilta, but they make a super awesome wireless follow focus. I got the Nano. Like, my lenses are not cinema lenses, they're photography lenses, so it'll do the job. Nucleus N for Nano. So, nice little polyester case, or whatever this material kind of case is. You guys can see that. Comes with follow focus wheel. You know, since it's wireless, you can either have it first AC while you're running your setup with an external wireless monitor or whatever, and they can be pulling focus for you. This is for more like maybe narrative and like set stuff when you have more people on. Or you could just use this for yourself for the follow focus. Here's the Nano motor. So it's got a 15mm hole for the rail system, so you hook that up wherever your lens is, and then this is the little motor that will wirelessly turn your manual focusing ring to be able to pull focus. It's got a little indicator LED once you power it on, a couple of buttons to go left and right, and then I think that's it for this. Got a little base plate, and here's a little maybe like 3-inch rail. So that's what you hook up onto whatever, and you can outfit the wireless motor in many ways. Here's a kit of screws and Allen keys, USB adapter, power cables. I think it comes with its own batteries, so you have to, what kind of batteries are these? 3.7 volt lithium ion batteries, an adapter plate that you can put on the wheel, and then you can hook it up to your camera. And then it comes with lens threads, so you wrap these around any of your lenses, and then they can turn into, you can use the motor for follow focus. So there you go, that's the Nucleus N. Next one. So this is the thing that, the foundation that's needed for this entire setup. SMALLRIG cage for the BMPCC6k and 6k, part number 2203. I'll go ahead and leave all the products in links down below. Just a disclaimer, they are affiliated, so if you purchase any of the items with my links, I do get a small cut. No extra charge to you, it just helps the channel, helps me make these videos, helps my way of life, and you know, it's much appreciated. This is the 2203 SMALLRIG cage, so obviously I'll take that off, but this slots into here, and then you're able to really rig up the camera. So instead of CFast cards for recording media, those things cost an arm and a leg. I just cannot justify spending like $700 on a 512 gigabyte card. I don't know, maybe one day just so I have a redundancy with the recording and I have a backup. But for now, I went ahead and got a Samsung T5. It's a 1 terabyte drive. It's quick. I can plug it in straight into my computer as soon as I'm done shooting to offload the footage. And so this will go on top of the cage right here, and then you slot in the SSD. Speaking of SSDs, we got these right here. This is the Samsung T5 SSD powered by USB Type-C. I have a 500 gig one that I use for editing on the go, but this one is going to be strictly for recording media for the Blackmagic. So here it is, guys. The moment you guys have been waiting for. You've been wondering what's in these big boxes. What could it be? You're about to find out, man. There's probably a better way to do this. I'm so ashamed of myself. Oh my gosh. This is a motorized slider. This is definitely going to be a valuable asset. I do not want to open this right now because Everything's a mess, but it's amazing. It's automatic. It's set. You can set your start points, your end points. It has very great reviews on YouTube, on the store, and they can be used for interviews, for B-roll, for anything. So this is gonna be, and it was a budget-friendly option. I've been looking at all these pieces of gear for months. I did not just go out and just buy the first thing that I saw. I did my research. If you're looking for a motorized slider that won't break the bank, this costs about like $200, $260 or something like that. And it was on a Cyber Monday deal. We have come to our final. This should have been a first purchase in my gear kit when I first started. Maybe not as, you know, professional as this, but you know, I bought a gimbal first, so sue me. I'm buying a tripod now 3 years later. Not the most lavish and sexy piece of gear, but if you're a gearhead, you will understand what I'm saying. We went with the E-Image GH06 fluid head. So it's got carbon fiber legs, counterbalance system to it. It's got a really good fluid head. Comes in a nice little case. And here it is. Big shout out to DSLR Video Shooter for recommending this. He's another great gearhead tech channel. Finally own a fluid head tripod. This is the GH06 head, and then I don't know what the model is for the legs, but this is it. The upgrade that will last me a long time. Can't wait to start building it out. We got the head all attached. All you need to do is undo this, and then you lock them in place, and then it's got its quick release plate, which will stay underneath my cage. So anyways, it's got a safety lock mechanism. We're just gonna go and put the camera on there. So the counterbalance has got 5 levels. That's at its max. So counterbalance basically, see if your camera kept falling and you had it at level 0, it would just fall down. But if you put it to 5, no matter how much weight you put down on it, it's counterbalancing all of the pressure that you put down on it. So that's cool. That was the mega colossal super special Christmas episode of my unboxing. Yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Feel free to leave a comment if you have any questions regarding any of the gear listed here. Again, the links will be down below if you want to check anything out, if you want to pick anything up. Don't forget to leave a like, hit the bell button to get notified when I post another video. I am trying to stay consistent by posting at least once a week. Eventually, when I get more into it, I will definitely have more content for you guys. I love photography, filmmaking. We're just gonna keep creating. This is gonna be a great year. It's gonna be awesome. I can feel it. Guys, keep doing what you're doing. Keep going hard, keep working hard, and eventually you'll see things happen for you. You gotta make it happen, and you just gotta stick to it. So again, thank you guys so much for watching. Happy New Year, Merry Christmas. Thank y'all again, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.